All right, man, new racetrack, new venue. Fords are fast. More importantly, this 22 car has been extremely fast all weekend long. Something about these new tracks just has Joey Logano written all over it.
Oh, I like the way that sounds. We got to definitely have a really fast Shell Pencil Mustang here today. Was good in practice, and tell you what, I feel like we should be further forward than what we are even. So, got a really good race car, and got to execute and figure out, how the race is going to be here, how the restarts are going to be, where the track's going to go, how wide it's going to get. There's a lot of unknowns when you come to a new racetrack, and we'll have to be the first to figure it out.
Tell me about shifting. This is one of the only times I think in my career on an oval that you're actually downshift twice, not once but twice down in 1 and 2.
I'm like a trucker in here. I'm grabbing gear, left right. You go down to third gear in 1 and 2, and grab those back down the back stretch and then back down to fourth over here in 3 and 4. So a lot of shifting here today for sure, but it's nice to get off the gas pedal a little bit.
80s, 90s Warrior here, and we're about to catch the race from...
All right, thanks, man.
36 cars in today's field, paced by Chase Briscoe
Worldwide
from
Technology
Indiana.
Raceway.
With his first Cup pole, he was this year's Phoenix winner. Austin Cindric gets his second front row start of 2022, both in Fords. Row 2, a Toyota and a Chevy. Christopher Bell, top 6 finishes the last 4 races. And Tyler Reddick, well, he's done everything but win, maybe today. Row 3, Ryan Blaney's Ford, fast in practice, the All-Star winner, and Denny Hamlin coming off his second win of the season in last week's 600. There is Logano, fastest in practice in every category, and Eric Almirola, also in a Ford and also fast in practice. Row 5, another rookie in the top 10 is Harrison Burton, who finished a Cup best 11th last week, and Ross Chastain, second in points, who won here in trucks in 2019. Beginning with the Busch brothers, you'll see the rest of our starting lineup roll across the bottom of the screen as we check in with our experts in the Fox studio and along pit road, beginning with Larry McReynolds on the challenge of this pit road.
Well, Mike, with a new, unique racetrack comes a new, unique pit road. And, of course, pit road has been a huge storyline all year long. You mentioned it. Jamie Little mentioned it. Just how narrow it is. Well, how narrow is it? Well, let's go back to Charlotte last week. This pit road right here is 16 feet narrower than the pit road at Charlotte. Another storyline from Charlotte, the mistakes that were made. There were 16 pit road penalties, and they range from speeding to uncontrolled tire over the wall too soon. But remember, that was a 600-mile race. This is only a 300-mile race. You make one of those mistakes today, you may not recover. Speaking of pit road, let's go to Cato, New York. Regan Smith.
Well, Larry McReynolds, you mentioned pit road, and we are definitely going to be talking about that a lot today and how narrow it is. But one team that's been talking about it prior today, even though, has been the 20 team of Christopher Bell. Struggles on pit road throughout the course of this year. This race team, though, has been extremely fast. This car always up in the top 10 and top 5 in terms of the speed. They said today the goal is to be clean on pit road, make sure that we can show off how good that race car is and keep it in the top 3 where he's starting all day long so they don't have to overcome all that adversity that they have to this point this year. Jamie Little?
Well, Regan, coming into this race at Gateway, there was one driver on a lot of people's minds, Chase Briscoe. Why? Well, if you look back to earlier in the season, he won at Phoenix. Phoenix is the closest race setup-wise to this racetrack. Well, he's delivered so far on Saturday, went out in qualifying, put it on the pole for the first time in his career. So not only does Chase have a fast race car, he grew up in Mitchell, Indiana, about 3 hours away. He has some extra friends and family all here to cheer him on. Mike?
Thanks, Jamie. And there he sits, enjoying the view from his first ever pole position.
Something a little bit different at this racetrack is the entry. You see him right here. This is the commitment, right? Pit entry that you got to commit over there getting into 3, and then down to pit road speed as you enter the pit side on front stretch.
Right, pit road speed only, yellow line to yellow line on the front straightaway,
right
so
there
you can whistle around that apron as quickly as you can.
And you know how these Cup drivers are. They want to be the fastest everywhere. So they're really going to push the envelope coming into the pits around that bottom apron. And the same, Clint, when they leave pit road, getting up to speed so they can have the fastest in and out time of all the competitors.
Busch Lights giving you a chance to win a garage, fridge, and beer money during today's race.
Hey.
Follow Busch Beer on Twitter and tweet using the hashtag BuschLightPolite and hashtag sweepstakes every time Harvick makes a pass during today's race for a chance to win. And starting 20th, he'll have plenty of opportunity.
And I say he takes advantage of those opportunities. We know Harvick, he's going to be making some passes.
Some of those passes ain't going to be too polite either.
Today's Credit One race analysis. 240 laps around this mile-and-a-quarter oval makes up the 300 miles. Stages are 45, 95, and 100 laps long. 45 miles an hour on pit road, and you've got about 70 laps of fuel. So, Larry Mack, how do you want to see this play out?
Yeah, Mike, stage 2 and stage 3, they're going to be interesting. The big question, I talked to a lot of crew chiefs, do you split the stage in half or do you run it long? It seems like as long as it takes to get on and off pit road, Mike, at that 45 miles per hour, I think you're going to see them run it long, almost go the full fuel run in those 2 stages, should we stay caution-free.
Larry, chance anybody would short pit and go for 2 tires for track position?
Abraham Lincoln, absolutely.
Okay. There's a reason for that. I'll tell you later. Here's our onboard cameras, beginning with A.J. Allman. There's A.J. Allmendinger. He won in Portland in the Xfinity yesterday. Made the trip here. Starts in the back. The Goldfish Casino slots cam.
Hasn't turned 1 lap, by the way. Not 1 lap on this racetrack.
The Sonny D cam riding with Ricky Stenhouse, starting 27th. The Hunt Brothers Pizza cam. Kevin Harvick starting 20th, as we mentioned.
Watch his hands today, Mike. He likes to saw on that wheel, that's for sure.
That he does. The Monster Energy cam rides with Kurt Busch, rolling off from 11th, right next to his brother Kyle.
You know he'll be giving you a good ride.
And Joey Logano, who won practice, starting 7th. There is the Ford Performance cam. So that we got some audio from his teammate, rookie Austin Cindric, who starts from the outside pole.
All right, man, let's have some fun today. Let us know what you need to be better. Keep this thing up front. Sir, copy that. You guys stay safe and smart on pit road. Try and stay in this thing.
There's the all-new 300 horsepower Toyota Camry TRD that's going to lead the field to green here. Big pyrotechnics on the backstretch.
Big fire. That was cool.
Yeah.
I tell you what an event. It's been a long time since I've seen somebody put on an event like this at this racetrack. Packed house today. I'm loving it.
So last week we had that coded call of Abraham Lincoln, which meant right side tires on that pit stop. Do you know why the code was Abraham Lincoln? The penny bears the face of Abraham Lincoln, and it is the only U.S. coin where on the front of the coin, Abe is facing to the right. Everybody else faces to the left, so right side tires.
Boy,
and if that wasn't the reason, I don't know what.
Was that left side or right side?
Look at that crowd, sold out crowd. Here outside St. Louis, that is a sight to see. And they are all wearing their favorite driver's colors, both past and present, except for the fellow in the Stan Musial jersey, right down in front of us. Recent winners at brand new Cup tracks that are new to the Cup Series. Ryan Blaney on the Charlotte Roval. Chase Elliott at the Daytona Road Course. Joey Logano when Bristol turned to dirt. Chase Elliott in Austin, Texas. Kyle Larson, Nashville. Chase Elliott on the road course at Road America. A.J. Allmendinger on the Indy Road Course.
Looks like Hendrick Motorsports puts their arms around these new venues pretty quickly. It'll be interesting to see how they're able to fare today. Didn't qualify particularly well.
So on the start of the race, we're going to be listening to Joe Campbell. He's the spotter for Chase Briscoe, who's number 14, rolls from the pole and chose the inside lane for the start.
That's interesting, Boyer. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think all day long you want to be on the bottom of this racetrack. I think you need to get a good jump here for Chase Elliott, get up through the gearbox, and look over that shoulder. Block, protect that inside. Don't let him...
Stay ready.
I like the top.
Chase does it.
10 away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Green flag, and we're underway in the gateway to the west.
Go!
Pretty good drag race. This long straightaway is going to give you that.
All clear, all clear. Two tight in line.
Track's hot, slick today.
And they're 3 wide. That's a heck of a combination.
Who's going to give? None of them. Still 3 wide. Now they've got it sorted out. Larson got both of them.
Now that is a very tough spot for the spotters. They are atop the grandstand at the turn 4 end, and there is an awning that blocks their view of the middle and exit of turn 4. So that's a tough call to make.
Check out this battle, man. They've been 3 wide most all the first 2 laps at some point or another. See this big move to the inside. Here comes Seabell looking low, blocking off Blaney.
These guys are going to be aggressive all day long on these restarts. So important to get these passes made early while those tires are fresh and good and have a lot of grip.
Blaney goes through for 4th. Here comes Hamlin on the inside against his teammate, Christopher Bell.
Bell slipped up top, and it opened the door for Denny, and it's going to bring along Almirola as well.
Look at this one.
Dive bomb.
Chastain almost gets in the back of Denny Hamlin. Gets the thing slowed up.
I guarantee everybody saw that coming, Clint. Ross isn't going to mess
Watch
around.
this. Now the opportunity for Logano. Will he take it? Here he goes.
Who said there wasn't going to be any passing?
Wow. Somebody's going to have to give in this one. I agree with you, Christopher Bell. Good idea. Lifted, got back down to the bottom, sorting it out.
All we heard about this morning was how hard it was going to be to pass. I don't know, Michael. That looked pretty edgy, but it didn't look hard.
It seems very challenging to be able to make the move. You're going to get stuck side by side, and somebody's going to sweep 3 wide to the bottom.
That's exactly right. When 2 cars get side by side, it really stalls one another out, gives that car behind them huge opportunity and a big run.
Wasn't Bell right up front a minute ago, Mike?
Yes, he was.
He just keeps on slipping on back.
Started in row 2.
Oh, another 3 wide. Man, that makes me nervous because I know how. Man, that makes me nervous because I know how easy it is to slide up off that bottom. Truex kept it down though.
Chase Elliott gets the better of him from the middle, and here comes Kyle Larson with them. Up at 9th, Burton and Bell. You called him Seabell. Seabass won yesterday in IMSA. Sebastian Bourdais in the Cadillac prototype.
Well, maybe Seabell can do it again today.
Maybe so.
These runs that these guys are getting off of 4 creates that dive bomb scenario that I was talking about. Try to outbreak them getting into 1.
Well, the Busch brothers started side by side. They're still side by side, racing for 10th.
Listen to him work that gas. Finally wide open, banging those gears.
Needs the real estate off the corner, though. I've noticed, you know, if you can stay door to door with them, it seems like the outside line off of 2 gives you an advantage.
Been a great start for Christopher Bell.
3rd to 12th.
And you just look in your mirror and there's just so many competitive race cars. Guys that you know are going to be able to come up there and heat you up. Cole Custer now sets his sights on Christopher.
15th. Bubba Wallace coming into that picture. To the inside of Michael McDowell.
What about McDowell? He's having a good season. 5 top 10 finishes.
Larson looks to be struggling. A little bit tight, it looks like. Running the outside of the racetrack, can't hold it down on the bottom.
Up front, Austin Cindric. Chase Briscoe.
I think you can really open up the entry a little bit if your car starts to get tight. Maybe swing a little bit higher and try to get a better angle exiting the corner. And also the shifts. Those are things that you can adjust or vary when you do it. That can change the handling of your car a bit.
Yeah, you certainly use a downshift to your advantage. You know, if you're having trouble getting the car load up, you use that downshift, shift a little bit earlier. If you're loose into the corner, you might wait on that downshift a little bit longer.
There's the line I was talking about. Up top. Now watch him dip low.
You know, riding along with Joey Logano. Got into the corner and turned 3 high. Kind of did a crossover. Got a straighter shot up off, putting the power down. See what he does in 1 and 2. These guys are already higher than we saw in practice on both ends.
I talked to a couple of the drivers, and they said they watched that truck race yesterday and noticed there was grip up top, and they were planning to take advantage of that.
Well, that's a little bit by design. Had the Trier Dragon on the racetrack before they came, and working that outside line and getting some rubber up there.
Guys, we know how fast that Joey was in practice on Friday, and he's doing the same thing right now early in the race. He's downshifting earlier in both corners, getting in than most of the other drivers.
Now, if your car's stable, a lot of times when you have a long straightaway like this and really hard on the brakes getting into the corner, the thing has a tendency to get loose. If your car's stable, makes good grip getting in, you can utilize that downshift to get the car wound up, maybe not use as much brake. All those things are good for a long run speed.
Chase Briscoe has led the first 10 laps from rookie Austin Cindric. Julio Jones having a big time as racing is in St. Louis, NASCAR Cup style.
Welcome to the future. Some assembly required. But if there's one thing this country has always embraced, it's a challenge. And after almost 120 years of building for those challenges, we're taking the vehicles you know by name and making them electric by revolutionizing the way they're built and where they're assembled, not for the few, but for the many.
Bryce Harper with his DQ Flamethrower Burger and Blizzard Meal, and Tim Anderson with his DQ Bacon 2-Cheese Deluxe Burger and Blizzard Meal.
Vote spicy. Vote cheesy. Cheesy.
Try both and vote for your favorite burger and Blizzard Meal at DQ.com.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you
need.
Liberty Bibbity.
Cut.
Liberty. Are we married to Mutual? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's the summer of baseball on Fox. And every Saturday night in prime time, it's Baseball Night in America. On July 19th, the Stars align in LA for the All-Star Game. Then the Reds and the Cubs take center stage in the Field of Dreams sequence. It's everything baseball all summer long on Fox.
Watching mornings on News 12 means getting up to the minute breaking news the minute you're up. Plus your exclusive hyperlocal forecast that gets you ready to take on any type of wicked weather.
Start your day with mornings on News 12.
Optimum Mobile has extended their unbelievable offer of free mobile service for the first 12 months. Don't miss out. Offer ends June 5th. Plus, get up to $150 off the latest 5G phones. Visit Optimum.com/mobile or your Optimum store today.
Chase Briscoe leads by 2 car lengths, and you still have a chance to win $5,000 of Clint's cash. Just scan the QR code now, download the Super 6 app, and enter your picks in the NASCAR Stage 2 contest for a chance at the jackpot. Download the Super 6 app now and play for free. Fords in positions 1, 2, and 3. Here are today's Ford track facts. St. Louis, 177th track to host the Cup Series. Ford has now won on 100 of them. First Ford win was on the beach at Daytona, Jimmy Flory in 1950. Briscoe and Cindric running right where they started. Christopher Bell started in the front 4, but he has dropped 10 spots. Regan.
Mike, it's been a tough start to the race for this number 20 car. Everything was silent on the radio until about 2 laps ago. Christopher Bell then came across the radio and said, this race car is too loose for me right now. Loose meaning he is sliding those rear tires out as he goes through the corners. You're going to have to get an adjustment to try and get him back up front.
Thanks, Regan. The Busch brothers running right close to where they started. Here is Kurt's assessment of the track.
Tracking a little loose at 3 and 4. 7-2 as well. You see it. With pace drop off, the front's going down or going up. What's happening? Yeah, 10-4. Probably the back.
Chastain +4 from the start of this race. He's in 6th, Jamie.
And he's on a roll, Mike. You guys talked about it. There was a lot of concern about passing and if it would be possible. Well, Ross Chastain not scared of that. Loves a challenge. They told me they brought this car into this race today more on the conservative side. Didn't want to stick him out there with that air pressure issue that we saw in practice on Friday with a few other teams. So right now, the only thing he's saying is that he's a little bit tight, so a little on the conservative side.
Well, that's fast. He's one of the fast 4 on the last lap, last time by.
You see how high he's running in the corner, too? I've been noticing that in 1 and 2. Definitely higher than anybody else.
Speed than Eric, but he just can't get there.
Needs that car out from in front of him.
He started in 4th position, and they're talking to him about the number 1 car's line.
The 1 car. 10 back behind the 11 is the fastest car right now. He's right side chasing Gray.
Spotters are above turn 4. How does the 8-car spotter know what the 1 is doing in turns 1 and 2?
Well, more than likely, he's probably winding around a little bit, but you know, their perspective, you see right there, you get a good vantage point off of 4, but as those drivers are going away from you, much like at Phoenix, we take the green flag, go off in a
.23 laps. Here is 5th place.
Any progress. Started 15th, running 15th.
Hendrick cars have been quiet all weekend. You know, definitely not, you know, Hendrick.
Come on, really?
Mendinger ran Portland, Oregon yesterday, comes over here, never turning a lap, drop the green flag. Let's go figure it out, boys.
You know.
Fuck this. I'm done.
How worried? And he's passed 6 cars already.
That's right. You know how worried